Hello everyone and welcome to my channel, and today I'll be reading an Arlecchino Listener by me. So let's get into it. It's late by the time the mission ends. The rain fills the streets of Fontaine, and you walk beside her in silence, steps echoing on cobblestone, and your boots are heavy with mud. Arlecchino walks ahead by half a step, but you can feel the way her attention lingers on you, not with the usual sharpness used toward her enemies or subordinates. This is something quieter, heavier. She has not said much since the operation ended. You broke into a noble's estate, retrieved the documents, fought off a few of their hired guards. Nothing you hadn't done before. You didn't even get hurt. At least, not badly. But she's still tense, still wound tight, like a bowstring. You reach the inn just before midnight. Inside, you shrug off your coat. Arlecchino stays near the door, her hand resting against the frame, like she isn't sure whether to enter fully or walk right back out into the night. You watch her, tilting your head. You're quiet. She doesn't answer immediately. Her eyes flick to yours, unreadable in the dim light. You handled yourself well today, she says at last. You frown. That's not what I asked. She exhales slowly and steps farther into the room, pulling off her gloves one finger at a time. Her movements are deliberate, methodical, but her eyes are distant. You sit up. Arlie. Her shoulders twitch at the sound of her name in your voice. I didn't want this for you, she says quietly, out of nowhere, almost like she's saying it to the walls or the floor, or to herself, like it's not meant to reach you. The field work, the danger. I never meant for you to get so deep into it. Your chest tightens. I need you to remind yourself that I chose this. I gave you the choice, yes, but I should have known that you'd follow me anyway. You stand now, crossing the space between you. Her hands are cold, and when you take them in yours, she lets you, her jaw clenching. I'm not regretting the work, she says. I only regret what I took from you. You shake your head. You didn't take anything. She lifts her gaze to meet yours. And for once, there's no fire in it. Just grief. A silent one. That she never allowed you to see before. You could have had a quiet life. A house somewhere in the countryside. A steady job, maybe. Friends who don't bleed out in alleyways. Nights that end in comfort. Not orders and intel and blood. You reach up, brushing wet strands of hair from her forehead. But then I would have never met you. Her mouth twists, like that thought cuts deeper than it should. Exactly. The silence that follows is not strained, but it's heavy. And you pull her closer. She doesn't resist. And you guide her to sit beside you, her hand still in yours. Her posture stiff, like she doesn't trust herself to relax. Where is this coming from? You ask softly. She leans forward, forearms resting on her knees. Her eyes fixed on the floor. Today I saw you step in front of me to take a hit. You didn't even think twice about it. You just moved. You swallow. You remember. And then, Arlecchino had moved you out of the way. Perhaps you forget that even though you're fast and quite capable compared to others, her instincts and speed remain unmatched. I was fine in the end. That doesn't change anything. It does, Arlecchino. She's silent again. But she grinds her teeth. I've always been prepared to lose soldiers. It's the nature of this life. People come and go. Some die. Some betray. I accepted that long ago. But the idea of losing you... Her voice trembles. And she stops. Like she can't even bear to continue. You turn to her, threading your fingers through hers. Don't think about that. You're not going to lose me. You can't promise that. Neither can you. But you still let me stay. And I want to. She looks at you now. And you can see it. The regret in her eyes. That's what I regret the most. I was selfish enough to let you stay. I drag you into those shadows when you should be out of them. You cup her face gently, smiling at her. Arlie. I walked into the shadows myself. I knew what I was doing. I wasn't tricked. I wasn't forced. I chose you, and I chose this. You don't think me stupid, do you? Her voice is low, but she shakes her head nonetheless. I just think you shouldn't have had to. You smile a little bit wider. That's not how love works, you know. It doesn't matter to me. To me, I didn't sacrifice anything to be here. I want this. The good and the bad. And this life. I've gotten used to it. Sure, there might be some things I want to change. But I would never want to change the fact that I'm with you. That I chose this. So don't ever go thinking otherwise. Alright? She sighed softly, then nodded. Alright. Although you're not entirely convinced by what she tells you, you kiss her softly, and decide it's time for you to rest. But those thoughts, and this conversation in particular, will not leave your mind for quite a while.